Guys, deluded, I'm back again. YouTube's Lucas Torreira, YouTube's N'Golo Kante. I'm back again. It's 5:45, and while I have to get ready soon, I need to make some videos and say my extended thoughts in regards to the game against Manchester City. Now, obviously, for many reasons, a lot of things will be blown over people's heads, but excluding Leno, is it four? Yeah, four of our new signings all played against Manchester City, so there's a lot to speak about. Some played more than others, some had more of an influence than others, but it gave us a lot to ponder on in regards to our players and things like that. So we might as well start with the goalie. Now, check, Leno didn't play, so you're wondering, DG, why are you speaking about him? I speak about him because, I wasn't watching it. I've seen a bit of him in Germany, and obviously I've seen what I've seen in pre-season, and he looks a decent keeper. He looks decent playing out from the back. Bit shaky in regards to his coming out and handling. That people that watch Bundesliga that I've more frequently than me that I've spoken to, and people that and reviews I read, they say that one problem is probably collecting crosses and things like that. So we'll see how Leno thingies about that. But one thing that he is decent now is playing out from the back. Is playing out from the back, and I say that because Czech, on one hand, you could say he had a great game. He was one of the better players for Arsenal. He made a lot of saves and kept us in it when we could have been down. The Aguero thing when Guendouzi messed up and it was 1v1. Met the double save, even though I think it was self-inflicted. Couple other saves here and there. Czech did his thing. So Unai Emery has a tough decision. Does he stick with, on one hand, Czech, who's had a good game, and keep his faith up? You said he's a captain and all of them things. Keep faith in him and them things there. Do you do that? Or do you implement Leno? Because many a times Czech's kicking, I'm saying from last year, Czech's kicking is atrocious. Like, I don't even like, I've said this many times, I don't like critiquing Czech. Not because I have a problem, but I like, when man are model professionals, whether they play good, bad or exceptional, they're always there to speak. I don't really like getting at them. But Czech's distribution is appalling. Obviously, at times it has to go long. We're not the most physical side in terms of bringing it down and them things. We ain't really got a target man. Like, it was Giroud when he wasn't trying to cross down the left wing. But at times his kicking, it doesn't help midfielders. It just, especially when the game's going against us, it just comes back and back and back. And I know you at numerous times heard me say last season we need a keeper. Czech had a good game, but when it came to distribution, inviting pressure, you almost saw him mess up Guendouzi's pass. You saw a couple that Gabe Jesus and Kun could have, on another day, they take it off the feet of defenders. Couple shaky moments, and if playing out from the back is essential to Emery's plans as he wants, clearly it is because they didn't stop doing it. Possibly bringing Leno against Chelsea, I don't know. He's got a tough decision, but moving on to the players that actually started or played. I say Lichtsteiner started because he felt like he was on the pitch forever, but he came on in sad circumstances in Maitland-Niles being injured. I'm not too sure how many injuries Maitland-Niles had in his career, but if it's his first major one, touch wood, he's not out for too long. I don't want to say it's a blessing in disguise, but everything's a learning curve. You're a footballer now. You're gonna have to learn with having good games, bad games, injuries, disappointment, not being able to please people, a lot of things. So while I hope it's a speedy recovery for Maitland-Niles, because I felt even though Mahrez and Walker were stressing him, he was equal to the challenge of someone that hasn't played there before. It was long. When Lichtsteiner come on, what I liked, a lot of people, myself included, we didn't critique the signing. We didn't necessarily want the signing, but we didn't go over the top. But I'll admit, it's one game or so, but he's impressed me, and I think he could be more important for the club more than I thought he'd be, to be fair. I like how, obviously, he switched off for the Bernardo goal, but by that logic, there's about 4 or 5 attacking midfielders or attacking players / midfielders who could have stopped, brought down Gundogan that started the move. Could have done better on the right hand side. Obviously he lost his man, but before that I like how as soon as he came on, street smartness, he realised, okay, cool, Mahrez and Walker are trying to do a number, let me get tight, let me stop the cross, let me do certain things in it. And I liked what he did considering he's playing on the left hand side. Obviously he likes to get forward. I felt he could have done better going forward, but he showed the willingness. Basically he just showed the competencies we've been begging from all our fullbacks initially. And you guys know in my preview I said we should have considered 5 at the back. I'm not critiquing Emery because everyone's a genius in hindsight, but 5 at the back could have been considered based on the approach Lichtsteiner had in getting tight and stuff like that, and allowing runners, a midfielder, to help him and double up. Maybe that was an avenue. So I think he's done all right. In his old age, he looks like he's not old in the grand scheme of things, but in his old age, he still looks fit and up for it. We've heard Emery let him lead a team talk with them things allegedly, so he could be a more important player than people think. I was impressed with him. Obviously, Torreira, when he came on, I was impressed with his passing range. I told you, he's known for his combating style, and we want him at the end of the day to put a foot in and protect the back four, which he was doing. his passing range, finally doing what we needed to see from Guendouzi, who was doing it in patches, and Xhaka, who was doing it in patches. But if I'm being honest, neither were doing it enough, clipping it over the top, finding runners. You saw that he weren't on the pitch long enough to realistically be going over the top with the praise, but it's promising. And obviously he didn't play because obviously probably not fully fit. I don't know how we quantify fitness because he was at the World Cup, but if we look at what he's played two pre-season games, if that. I'd be surprised if he's played the full 90. It is a tough ask. I mean, he could have started Torreira and then bring him off at 60, 70 minutes, or he just doesn't play him, innit? And he didn't play him. Obviously, that's a case of losing a battle against Chelsea to try and win the war, having Torreira at his best for the season. But I was impressed with Torreira, like Lichtsteiner. Sokratis, now again, another underwhelming signing, another one that when you're looking at our back four today, I told you Mustafi and Sokratis would start the season. They're our most experienced, if you can say, defensive partners. I think Mustafi did alright today, considering it's a big game and a certain Sergio Aguero keeps stressing him. But I think Sokratis did alright. Now, I was harsh on Sokratis, not at him, but in the sense of us pressing for another defender. At the end of it, I just said I wanted a combative nature from Sokratis and competency, and I felt he showed that against City. Yeah, we could have done better for both goals, and probably everybody had a hand in it if we look at them. But I don't feel he was individually to blame for anything. There were moments he did look kind of shaky, but on the grand scheme of things, I think he came through all right. I think he got stuck in. He seemed to be on the left side of defence. So maybe that's Holding's immediate competition there. He showed a willingness to not really get phased on playing out the back. He still tried. He wasn't scared to put a foot in. At times, I felt he could have been a bit firmer in the tackle, ironically. But I felt Sokratis did all right, to be fair. And for someone that was harsh on him, not on him in the sense that I wasn't going to get him for signing for the club, but in the sense that if you're looking at the centre half or the calibre we needed, he probably weren't that. So there was a lot of question marks about him. But I think he came through all right, to be fair, man. So I guess it's a promising debut from, well, four of the players. Oh, we forgot to speak about Guendouzi. Obviously, when you look at in the 60-odd minute or so when his first touch almost led to a goal, he gave the ball away a lot in midfield. A couple passes didn't happen. So on one hand, he played poor. But on the other hand, a true test of character is how you play when it's going wrong, and he didn't hide. He still tried to receive off the centre halves. He still was busy putting himself around, flying into challenges. At times, his youthful exuberance is allowing him to escape criticism, in my opinion. And he said, for me, just purely on a tactics basis, he's vacating his position at times. But I think he done well. By the same token, he didn't cower. He still tried to pass. He still tried to put a foot in. He got a lot of fouls. That's what us fans have been crying out for. Whether you're playing good or bad, put in a shift in it. So I think while people are talking in extremes about Guendouzi, he's clearly got a lot of character. He's clearly someone that's going to be a star for us. I don't care for world class and things like that. Just the sheer character we've missed at this club. People are going to talk in extremes. People are going to say he was one of the better players on the pitch and ignore the mistakes. People are going to say, what are you talking about? He was poor. I told you, look, go and look at my damn headline when we beat PSG 5-1 in pre-season. Guendouzi is good, but give him time. Because he saw today what happens when you have less time on the ball. He's someone that's very cultured, very languid in how he plays, and it's admirable, and he's a very likeable man. But by that logic, Premier League, there's not much time. All Guendouzi needs